where these fans have been getting prepared to cheer on a whole pack of Badgers since early in the morning. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Syracuse Orange, taking on the 9th-ranked team in the land, the Wisconsin Badgers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Will kick it away first. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. The give to the back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
Brings up second down.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. On second down, wants to throw. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. Makes the grab and he's dragged down.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
Third down, and they'll need 5 to keep this opening drive moving. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll pull it down. Nifty little scamper on this. First down, and he slides in safely.
Nice job. Nice way to end that play for the QB. He does a really good job scrambling, getting the first down, and getting down. Because defensively, I'm trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
It's complete to the right. Turns it on at midfield. Running toward the tape. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Syracuse. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
Man, how hard is it to defend when you have a weapon like this at running back that can play wide receiver? You can design ways to get the football in his hand. Palmer, once you get it in his hands, he'll do the rest.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and oftentimes those are easier throws for quarterbacks. And these running backs, they're just naturally so good when they have the football out in space. Their vision, their creativity, their ability to make people miss. And this guy showed you right there, a difficult guy to stop now if you're in this defense moving forward.
The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Early in the game, as a DB, I'm settling in. It's okay if I give up 4, 6, 7 yards. I'm just trying to get settled in, gauge the speed, and then later on, I can adjust to the speed of the game.
Found a little space, and he's got 4 to the 35.
That didn't bust for a long one, but now third down becomes very manageable. It's not third in eternity. Now the whole playbook, the short passing game, long passing game, all of it's available.
The play action fake. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And I like the aggressiveness on 3rd and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's 4th and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
So in their own territory, on 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. They'll try to pick up the first. And the Badgers pick up the first down. That time they were in their own territory. That took lower intestinal fortitude.
It definitely did. And listen, if that's what you're going to be, that's who you're going to be. You're going to be that kind of offense and be aggressive, then stick with who you are. And apparently, nowadays, going for it on your own end, it really ain't nothing anymore.
And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call, and the officials agree it'll go his way. They'll throw it on first down. Tight end getting vertical. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line.
Nice read and nice throw. And I know Wisconsin quarterbacks always get the unfair moniker that they're game managers, and it's because they've always been a great rushing offense. Just got to complete a couple throws and keep the offense on schedule. But when you think about the offenses where they've had a difference maker, a guy like Russell Wilson that were able to throw on first down, take shots, just make them so much more explosive. I think this guy has some of those traits too.
Fires to the middle. Complete to the right. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. Had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. The running back has it. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And the extra point is good. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And it was capped off with an impressive 16-yard run for the score. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
I know the passing game sells and the passing game is exciting, but it's not exciting to get 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground, but it will be very successful.
Pretty good job of running to get 2 there to the 32.
Now that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah.
He'll off one deep down the left side. Got it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Cuse.
And how about the bomb? The long field all the way across the field. Big-time play, big-time throw. Receiver runs underneath it, takes it to the house. Huge play for this offense.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, raise a toast to the victor of the great rivalry between Florida and Georgia. Here's a recap of how things played out. Florida sparkled today in a dominant road win. In fact, by the fourth quarter, it almost felt like this game was being played in the swamp. That's how much they took that crowd out of it. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. They'll throw it on first down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Now 2nd and 10. Handoff to the single back. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? Quarterback checking the play. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, it's 3rd and short. They're throwing for it. They just can't come up with that one. Setting up a big decision now for the head coach on 4th down.
Talk about aggressive. This head coach is keeping the offense on the field inside his own 30. They're throwing for it on 4th down. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
And I tell you what, I can justify when it's really short, but when it's 4th and medium on your side of the territory, man, that success rate continues to plummet down, and now they've just set this offense up in really good position.
The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
From the gun, the ground game. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
I'll tell you what, when those little guys make those physical plays like that, it kind of jacks everybody up in the huddle because it's usually the guy breaking ankles, but he's like breaking tackles. Now he's giving you some serious energy.
Syracuse comes to the line on 1st and goal. Barrels ahead. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Orange. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Syracuse 21, Wisconsin 7.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work.
29 Philly.
They'll keep it on the ground. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 25. They'll try to get the first through the air. Fires to the right. Got him downfield. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
He's going to let it go. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. Man, that one is going to make this quarterback sick to his stomach. That's almost always automatic for him.
Yeah, that's pitch and catch. That's day one. When you go out and watch practice, the ball very rarely hits the ground unless you have a defender because these QBs and...
He's off to the races. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
I love that play call. This offense is going to run the football. They're not just going to do it between the tackles, but they're going to attack you outside. You saw that with that handoff. They get to the right. They get him in space using his speed. Good play call.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Trying to find his man on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
They move the tight end all over. They'll leave it with him. Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding him the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. Finds the tight end. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
He's got it on the move. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Badger! I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with the touchdown.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
Got some of the work done on first. Now let's see what they have on second down. They'll try the run. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
Well, they only needed 1 yard, so no mystery there. Turn around, hand it off, and he finds a way to get it.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. Might as well give it to him again. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31.
Small gain, I know. But again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You got to do a lot of this.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. He's looking to throw. Firing to the right, complete. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Fires to the wideout. Got his man. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. They're such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
He wants to throw here on second down. Pulls it in. At the 20, he's got space. Touchdown, Syracuse. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Purdue is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Bob Greasy, this might not be over just yet. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to UConn. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Completion a little short of the sticks. It's second down. Quarterback checking off. On second down, he'll let it fly. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Got his man to the left. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
And a really good job by the quarterback being very decisive. He saw his matchup, he went for it, he attacked it, got the positive gain. I would say he's going to find that guy a few more times than that.
Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
Well, good call by the defense there. They dialed up blitz into that running play, and the linebacker able to make the stop.
Couldn't get him blocked on that last one. Now it's 2nd and 14. He's looking to throw. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
When you talk about outstanding pass rushers, you're always talking about dynamic guys, and he's been that each and every week for this defense. Speed, he's got power. You just simply can't block him, and that last play is his 10th sack of the season.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Badgers will line up to punt it away.
Number 10, on to punt it away.
Gets the first one of the day out of there, and we saw a lot of him in that loss last week, 4 times to be exact. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. The Orange have the ball back and ready to go to work. They've got some time to work with here, Jesse, and if they get a first down, they might really get aggressive.
I'd be aggressive right out of the gate. I'd be throwing for a first down. If I get it,
snatches it on the right. And the tackle is made, but not before. That completion gets them 30+.
And what a massive play for the offense. Not only getting the football across the 50, but they've now put themselves in position to steal a few more points here before the half.
Comes out throwing on first down. Got his man quickly. Hit the afterburners, kid. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it 1st and goal. The magic bean is spinning out of control. Already over 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah, they're being aggressive offensively, throwing the football, trying to take advantage of this defense on the back end. They've got their quarterback right now in a groove.
And they get to him just in time and ride him out of bounds at the 1.
Once you start getting closer to the end zone, you start bringing in more big bodies, right? They're going to run the football more. The field shrinks. I can run different coverages, but really nice job saying, that's fine. You bring in the big bodies.
Touchdown! The quarterback sneak pays off as he gets it across the goal line. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
Man, those are so hard to stop defensively. We're just trying to dive in there on the D-line and create a pile and stuff them on first down, and 2nd down they go to Old Faithful, run the quarterback sneak to perfection.
You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Tosses it incomplete.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit, man, because they've come into this hostile environment. They've quieted the crowd down with some of the plays they're making. They've got a nice lead right here, and they're making it hard for this quarterback to go to work.
Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to fire on 2nd down. He's going to run it. Ripping through the defense. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. just enough time for one final play in this half. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Syracuse 35, Wisconsin 14.
They're lining up to boot it away.
Set to kick this one away.
He'll return it. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13.
First and 10.
The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. They come into this third quarter with a lot of work they need to get done.
Yeah, and it starts with this possession. And I'm going piece by piece. I know this is coach speaking, very simple. I score, I get a stop. I score, I can get back in this game, but it's got to be one drive at a time.
It's going to have to be, but I think the mindset offensively is we're probably going to have to score every time we get it because our defense has been struggling. They have not been getting a lot of stops, so this is a critical drive here for this offense.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. Keeps looking downfield. Makes a connection. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Wisconsin quarterbacks always know their role. Sometimes they got to make the big plays, from a Darrell Bevell to a Russell Wilson.
And knowing your role means knowing that you're going to hand the football off a lot. You're going to be a play-action team and pick and choose your spots, but it won't be an offense with Wisconsin that it's opening up. It's throwing the football 30, 40 times a game.
Looking to go up top on first down. Trying to get to it. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And the defense at this point understands that the offense is going to have to try to throw the football, all right? They already got a lead, so they're now pinning their ears back and getting after this guy, trying to get him to the ground.
Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. Complete downfield. Makes the grab, and a nice gain gets it to the 35.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
They'll give it to the back. Plows through the defense.
Man, a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. And this veteran quarterback just overshot his man that time.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
On 3rd and long, trying to convert through the air. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
You know, you hear the term nickel so much. Most people stay a nickel most of the time because of all the speed in college football and the running quarterback. And you see why it pays dividends. More speed on the field when the QB does take off to go get him on the ground and force a 4th down.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. And that pass intercepted. Didn't really have room to operate on the return, but he hands him the ball at the 32.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You know, when you're running counter, those offensive linemen crashing down, they've got to be able to pin those interior D linemen. They couldn't get it done there. They gave up too much penetration, and that led to the tackle for loss.
Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Lets it fly. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Defense on skates that time. They finally drag him down at the 42.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the first down. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. Give to the running back. They get him on the ground, but it's a first down.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And they finally get their first sack of the day. And one of the things coaches point to every week, how many times are you affecting the quarterback? Last week, they got 3 sacks. They got to continue to put more and more pressure on the quarterback to play better defense.
On 4th down, looking to pass. He'll try to do it himself. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. Touchdown, Cuse. And the stomping has commenced. He has been surgical. Precision passes, using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
That kind of pickup on 1st down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. He's looking to throw. Lost one deep down the right side. Picked off. Looking for more room. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
DB's locked up tight on the receivers. They'll go to the ground. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. We'll see if this offensive line is ready for the blitz. From the shotgun, the inside give. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. How bold will they be on 3rd down after that last run? The back goes in motion. Looking to throw on 3rd. He unleashes a long one. A strike downfield. Touchdown Orange. And the route is on.
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
Oh, and he hit it off the left upright. No good. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the score coming on the touchdown pass from 55 yards out. And he's coming out of the end zone. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. The Wisconsin offense will come back on the field to jump around a bit. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, should have ran a better route.
Quarterback wants to throw on 2nd down. Finds his man in the middle. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a 1st down at the 38.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. The score, Syracuse 48, Wisconsin 14.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Going to the ground. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Tried to pound it on 1st down, now back to the line. The receivers telling the quarterback what they see. On 2nd down, he'll fire. Quickly to the tight end. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
They pick up the 1st down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
When you play zone coverage, you got a wide receiver that's a beast. It becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
He's going to pass. Feeling some heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, it's been that kind of day here tonight. They just have not been able to find a rhythm and establish that throwing the football. Part of it has been wide receivers and quarterbacks not being on the same page, but you got to give this defense credit, too. Just like that last play, they have been getting after him. They've been hitting him, and that's a big reason why they've got such a big lead here in the 4th.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. They'll put the tight end in motion. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Just a short pass to the tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. Wide receiver shows motion. On 4th down, looking for the completion. He's got him, and they convert. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the first down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it. Now, a fresh set of downs.
Running it in the red zone, imposing their will and picking up 5 down to the 15.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Now they'll run it on the toss. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
The best offenses are the ones that can run the football in the red zone when the defense knows it's coming. It's hard to throw the ball down in this area of the field. They go with the toss play, and they pick up a big gain.
And the Badgers are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Defense trying to come up with a stop on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wisconsin! The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives. The coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did well.
And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. The Syracuse offense heads back onto the field. They'll run the option. Now the pitch. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. The give and tick, 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 tick. They work their way to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 5.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positives today, but like, let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but like, let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. He looks that one in nicely. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
You got to have better tackling in the back end on defense. The guy didn't have the first once he had the ball in his hand, but because you missed the tackle, they've now got a fresh set of downs.
He's got his man, makes the grab. And he was able to shed a tackle and pick up the first down before they finally get him on the ground.
And this is what leaders do at the quarterback position, guys. After throwing 2 picks a week ago, he was able to put that game behind him, refocused himself, got back in the film room. He looks like a different player this week.
And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them, an absolutely dominating performance.
You got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports.